bitch. I got the wop.
Well. North Carolina Tar Heels, man. My squad. Right here in North Carolina right now. Feel me? It don't feel good, man. It does not feel good. You go up. First of all, coming into the game lax. Kind of seeming like you're in a little shock and all a little bit. And then take over first half. Baycott's going crazy. Manic is having a good first half. RJ Davis is doing his thing. You know, Carolina's piecing it together. You kind of get the sense that as they go up 16 that they have a grasp on what's at stake, and they've kind of bounced back emotionally from the Duke win and had some emotion in the reserve tank for Kansas. Man, look. After the game, they asked Bill Self what he said at halftime, and this man literally could have said anything, and I would have believed it. He literally could have said anything, and I would have believed it, because to galvanize your troops at halftime like that, man, and you're talking about 18, 19, 20-year-olds, that's amazing, bro. Much respect to the Kansas Jayhawks. We didn't necessarily deserve to win that one, because you come out in the second half, you turn the ball over, you give up open dunks, you foul. That's the recipe for disaster. That's the recipe for an LA Lakers memorial where the other team just wills themselves back into the game. And that's exactly what we saw. That's exactly what we saw last night. A team go into the locker room and say, hey, we've been here before. We're not going out like this. Let's take it. And they, I thought that at the end of the first half, Kansas looked defeated, man. The players did anyway. I know Bill Self is a legendary coach, so there's no way he felt defeated, no way he looked defeated, but the rest of those guys looked defeated walking into the locker room. To take them into the locker room, pour into them, tell them, Bill Self said that they were all disappointed in how they were playing. And that's the truth. When you're truly disappointed in how you're playing and you expect more, you really do have the opportunity to find more in yourself. So, disappointment, man. Hubie Brown did a great job, yo. He did a great job. One thing I want to know is, why you only go 7 deep the whole ACC tournament and NCAA tournament, man? Very Tom Thibodeau-like, where you're playing your guys into the ground. Obviously, they're kids. They can play, but when you get to this level of competition, you just played a Duke, and now you're playing against a Kansas team who physically might have been the better team all around, obviously, athletically. Point guards were like a blur. What's his name? Remy Martin was like a blur out there, and they were literally seeking out that high screen and roll. They literally took the high screen and roll from Carolina at halftime and incorporated it, and they didn't use it the same way to get shooters open. They used it more to cause the gravity in the paint. So you have this fast point guard who's an offensive threat. He's getting a very high screen. Now you have to try to go under it or go over it. And they were going over it and switching, and that's where the problem lies. So McCormick, he was a monster. I call him MB Jr. because he is. He has that kind of potential. Not the offensive game that Embiid does, but the presence, man. The presence is crazy. And that's a guy whose body is already ready for the league. And not just ready for the league, but his body is ready to do some things in the league, man. He's athletic. He's not like Amari Stoudemire in his prime athletic. He's like Karl Anthony Towns type athletic, but a little bit stronger. Like, it plays way stronger. The jump hook is 100. Like, if I had to give his jump hook a 2K rating, I would have to say his jump hook is a 93. I mean, he dominated, man. And with Baycott going down at the end, didn't stand a chance. one thing I did notice is that Caleb Love sprained his ankle towards the end of the first half, and ever since that ankle tweak, wasn't the same guy. Didn't have the same lift, didn't have the same explosion, avoided contact at the rim. He was kind of like throwing the ball up on the backboard, which worked one time late in the second half, but he was not really trusting his athleticism in the second half on his drives like he was previously, and not getting the same lift on his jumpers. And that last possession just hoisted a shot up, man. It's something about a kid that age. They just panic, man. Like, they just panic. And I think Caleb Love shot the first three. It was a logo three, NBA range three. The rebound comes out, goes to RJ Davis. He pump fakes. And then the ball, the ball just finds Manic under the rim. Manic kicks it out, goes to Puff Johnson. Puff Johnson throws up a prayer. He misses. And that's the game. That's the game, man. Last play of the game, never really got a good shot up, Never really got a really confident look, And that's what you want as a coach, is if you have an opportunity where a guy steps out of bounds and you have 1.4 seconds left, or 4.3 seconds. I think it was 4.3 seconds. You got 4.3 seconds left. You want to draw something up that gives you a clean look. More importantly than anything. So, huge disappointment, man. But at the same time, Carolina started out the season unranked, okay? Slept on, and they figured it out over the course of the season. Towards the end of the season, they're playing their best basketball at the right time. I mean, as a coach, that's what you want. You want your team playing the best they can play at the right time. Not playing the best they can play at the beginning of the season, but playing the best when it counts. And Carolina did that. Had the opportunity to put another banner up. You got Duke the hell up out of there, which is, a small crowning achievement, because, that's a big time rivalry, and to ruin Coach K's fairy tale tour, epic, man, epic. Hubie Brown has placed his name among the greats already, and that won't be forgotten, man. That won't be forgotten. It's going to be interesting to see what team he comes back with next year, and what players he can snag, what kids decommit from other schools and choose to go with Carolina because of this. We'll see. Hopefully, Baycott gets his ankle right, and he's successful with whatever he does next season. And Caleb Love's probably out of there. Manic, is out of there. He's like 28 years old, and gonna have to retool for next year, man. Those guys that were sitting on the bench, not getting any burn that you showed you didn't trust, you're gonna have to trust them next year, or get some other guys. So we'll see, man. At the end of the day, it's all respect. Respect to the Kansas City. Respect to Kansas Jayhawks. Bill Self finally got a second one. He finally passed Calipari. And, right? Calipari only has one, right? I think. But, yeah. Carolina basketball, man. You got to be proud. Holla back.